I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of anime and manga. There are a few animes I do like, I do like some Naruto, some Bleach, and some the first season of Seven Deadly Sins. But I like Attack on Titan the most. But you want to know something? I was introduced to Attack on Titan with two of its live action movies. I haven't seen them before. And I read reviews that online that they weren't good movies. However, when I saw Titan Goji's videos on the live action Attack on Titan movies, I actually got a little bit interested. And they did look good. So I found these two movies at my local uh bookstore near the mall, Liquid Mall. And I saw these movies and I hated them. They were terrible. Those movies fucking suck. Damn. The critics were right about those movies. Those movies are a huge insult to to the Attack on Titan manga and anime. The characters in the characters in these movies are horrible. The acting is so ridiculously bad, so over the top, and not in a good way. It's in a horrible, insufferable, abysmal way. Mikasa is so wasted in that movie. Another thing is, the gore is so unnecessary. It's too bloody. It's hugely unnecessary. It's so freaking bloody. The blood effects look terrible. The Titans, they look stupid. They don't look terrifying. They look stupid. They look like stupid idiots. Another thing that I hate about the most. Another thing I don't like about these movies is the soundtrack isn't that good. Shiro Saikusu is a great composer. Like, I really loved Persecution of the Masses and Who Will Know from Shin Godzilla. But none of the none of the score and the Attack on Titan, with only one exception, is that memorable. And the only one that I did like was Temper of the Wind. Other than that, the score is forgettable. Now what else? Oh yeah, the CGI was bad. It was it was awful. The CGI was so awful in that movie. And what else can I say? Hmm. Oh, the world building in that movie. Those movies universe makes no sense. It takes place in modern day Japan and not in Europe. That's not that's not acceptable. Also, to go back to the characters, they're played by Japanese. They're supposed to be Europeans. I would have been fine if their first they still had their names from the anime and they had Japanese last names, but no, their last names are still European. So I cannot accept that. Okay, what else can I say about these movies? Oh, there's an unnecessary scene where Eren bangs out with a girl, but thankfully she's eaten by a titan. Oh, and the ending leaves you in the cliffhanger, and it's pretty bad. Now, what are some good things I can say about these movies? Well, I like Shikashima. He's not as good as Levi, but I liked him. The Colossal Titan looked awesome. The Iron and Armor Titan also looked good. Um, again, Temper of the Wind is something I liked, and I also like to use the practical effects. But other than that, those positives aren't enough to save the movie. Now, is it terrible? Oh, hell yes. Is it awful? Is it an abomination? No. But just like with every other live action anime adaptations, it's not good. It doesn't just suffer the same fate as live action anime movies or any movie adaptation thus far, but it also suffers the same fate as the kaiju movies of the 2010s, from mediocre movies like Pacific Rim, Godzilla 2014, Shin Godzilla, Kong, Skull Island, Rampage, and Godzilla King of the Monsters, to terrible movies like, well, the Attack on Titan movies and Pacific Rim Uprising, to atrocities like the Godzilla anime trilogy. They're so protectionist. They they those movies are desperately hard. These movies try so desperately hard to make you care about these characters, but the characters in these movies are so bland and forgettable that are downright terrible and awful. You don't even care about them, and thus you're hoping that the monster action will at least give you an impression. But even then, the monster action isn't enough to save a mediocre or a terrible or an awful movie. Back then, we used to had kaiju movies that had engaging characters, engaging stories, great special effects, better monster designs, like in the Showa series, the early Showa series, the Heisei era, and the Millennium series. They had much better. They also had much better monster kaiju designs than any of the MonsterVerse or Reiwa kaiju designs, or just modern day kaiju designs. So I'm sorry that I I'm sorry that I'm treating these movies harshly, Tiny Goji, but if people can criticize Omnivore for being a monster show, then I can criticize you for being a Higuchi Attack on Titan show. Well, if you're someone who hasn't watched these movies, please don't watch them. You're better off with the Attack on Titan anime or manga. So, or you're even better off with, well, the 1998 Godzilla movie. So, this is Godzilla 2005, signing off.